Legion GO2 is finally here. I bought a top configuration engineering machine. 32GB RAM plus Z2e processor. It will be launched on September 5th at IFA Berlin. So I will take you to unlock all the details. From screen performance disassembly to price prediction. So you could know the profile of Legion GO2. So let's take a minute. Summarize its core highlights. The screen is an 8.8-inch 1200p old variable refresh rate support. Excellent color and response. But the low brightness has a rag feel. And the hardware is a modular design. Unscrew the 8 screws on the back. The entire cover can be removed, then easily replace the hard drive and battery. Performance-wise, powered by a Z2e processor. Optimize the heat dissipation. Running 3A game FPS is very stable, and the heat control is very good. From a battery life perspective, with a 74 watt-hour battery. In 50% brightness equalization mode, you can play 3A games more than 2.5 hours. Front-end software compared to previous generations. The software's functions are strengthened. Response speed is accelerated, but still a gap with raw game functionality. Even though the progress is already very obvious. Entire machine is around 940 grams. With detachable controller, you have tablet model, console model, and FPS model to adapt a wide range of scenarios. Although it has not been officially announced yet, but in fact, there are many places to prove it. As a vlogger with a small number of fans, I actually received the sponsor, Lenovo, invited me to test AR films from the perspective of the advanced layout of accessories manufacturers. Suffice to say that the product will be released soon. Actually, this AR film can effectively reduce the influence of strong light on the screen display effect. In fact, you can see if there is a membrane on this edge. The intensity of the reflection is different. The touch of the screen is smoother. And also enhanced to resist fingerprints. There was rumor the OM factory is shutting down, and the Legion GO2 may be cancelled. This was just a rumor. So we synthesized these messages. Legion GO2 should be officially unveiled at the IFA exhibition in Berlin on September 5th. Legion GO1 uses hardshell case and some GO2 engineering machines with a bag. This soft storage bag is very well designed. It fits the body. There is also a special storage area for accessories with the handle. Compared with the GO1, GO2 has increased in thickness and width, mainly to optimize the design of heat dissipation. So it will be a bit tight if GO2 is put into GO1's case. The area of the heat vent at the top increases. Then the power button is also enlarged. Also support fingerprint unlocking, due to the fact that the space at the top is fully utilized. So the earphone hole is moved to the bottom. There is an SD card and a Type-C interface below. In addition, there are 2 dockers. But no, sure, it will appear in the official version. When using, it is recommended that you use a 3.5mm headphone cable and a Type-C cable with a 90-degree elbow. Talking about the screen. Though the resolution has dropped from 1600p to 1200p, actually make a better match with the performance of Z2e. The fineness of 1200p resolution is not much different from that of 1600p with this distance. Hard to tell difference. And the variable refresh rate feature can be played for games and videos. Bring a smoother experience. But the rag effect of old screens under low brightness, it does exist. The solution is to turn up the brightness moderately. This problem can be alleviated to some extent. The controller of the Legion GO1 can be used on the GO2 console. The GO2 is amazing. There is an all-around improvement. GO1 controller 1 corners that are too tough. Insufficient number of buttons. The cross button has poor feel. And the front panel is prone to slipping. GO2 controllers solve all the issues. Corners are designed in more comfortable to hold. Added 2 new buttons. Enrich the entire operation method. The cross button is changed to a raised design. The feedback of the buttons is clearer. Front panel is made of skin-like material. feeling is much better. Even more, they improved the back of the controller. Change from this granularity to an arc stripe. More delicate touch. The light circle is bigger. Obviously look better. Joystick is also larger than the GO1. Operation will be more precise. With chrome plating, it looks more high-end. The joystick is removable. Each handle adds a Type-C interface for battery charge. GO2's mouse kit. There is a mechanism for locking. More stable when using it. It feels much stabler than GO1. There's a reason I took so long to explain the controller. 940 grams for the console and controller is unacceptable to many people. Actually, the design of this controller is really excellent. It's the soul of the Legion GO series. With this controller, you have multimodals. Tablet mode. You can put this machine just as a tablet. You can even add a keyboard as a portable notebook with long standby. Now the weight is 894 grams. And this is console model. Separate the two controllers. Like a switch. You can also add a widget. Connect the two controllers as one. FPS mode. This is the most unique model. There's a switch underneath the right controller. Turn the switch to the other side. The right-hand controller becomes a mouse. With this mouse kit, turn into a very flexible mouse. The mouse is tilt forward, and it's ergonomic. You could find buttons on the side. This is M1 key, it's the left button. M2 is the right button. There's a scroll wheel here. This mouse is very comfortable. Now for the left controller. Its arrow keys form ASWD. Up is W. Down is S. Left is A. Right is D. Other buttons. You can also configure it in game setting. Of course it take extract works. I need time to adapt the setting. From my view, 8.8 inches screen or more than 900 grams. That should be the limit of the handheld device. At the same time, 8.8 inches is the bottom line for work. Lenovo wants to make a different device. It fits in most of the game scenarios. At the same time, you can take it to work. Portable gaming devices like the Ally. You just can't take it to office for business work. Ally 1 is white with joystick. Ally 2 is black but still with joystick. Bring it into the office seems a little strange. Unless you are the boss. Okay. The Legion GO2 has two APU versions, the Z2 and Z2e. Two RAM versions, the 16GB and 32GB. Z2 is almost the same as Z1e, compared with Z1e Ally. Under plugin in similar settings, 30W, 16GB Z2e, Legion GO2 have almost the same 16GB Z1e around Ally. 67. Consider the resolution of the two devices is different. Legion GO2's 1200p. Ally is 1080p. Performance gap is actually about 10%. But the advantage of the Z2e processor is that more energy. In equilibrium mode, it can also maintain better performance. When the screen brightness is set to 50%, power consumption is within 30 watts. Therefore, very long battery life can be achieved. Performance is still acceptable. Comparing 32GB and 16GB Z2e version. Take the Wukong as an example. 16GB, if you allocate 4GB of video memory, the video memory may explode when the game runs. But if you allocate 8GB of video memory, the remaining RAM will be tighter. And 32GB is more flexible. You allocated 16GB for video. There is still 16GB of RAM. We saw a test, we just did. In equalization mode, without plugin, you get 68 frames. Under the beast mode, the performance model, 79 frames without plugin model. If you plug in the power, 83 frames. Compared with the 16GB version, it is more than 20% higher. So in terms of performance, just buy the Z2e version. If the budget allows. 32GB Z2e version is the best. You can get the best performance. The 16GB version can't unleash the potential of Z2e. Let's take a look inside. It's easy to disassemble. Just unscrew the 6 screws at the back and the 2 screws here. Use the plastic sheet. Carefully pry along the edge, and you can see the internal structure. Electromagnetic shielding. It reflects the attention to detail. Helps to improve the stability. If you want to replace the SSD, then you have to remove this battery. There are still 3 screws on this battery. Unscrew it, which I just did. The battery is well fixed. The screws on the shell is also help. Fix this structure, so the whole battery is buckled very tightly. This is battery cable. Take off the cable first. Let's take this battery off. Actually, 2 batteries connected through the middle. This battery is actually quite heavy. This machine has gained a lot of weight. It's from this battery. Lift this up now. I've unscrewed all the screws. A fan connector inside. Unscrew it first, so you can take the whole thing out. The layout inside is very reasonable. This is a 2240 SSD. Unscrew this nut and put it here. Put it at the 2280 position. You can change to 2280. Then replace it with a larger capacity SSD, the whole internal structure. You can see it very clearly. The layout of the battery is on both sides. Then there is a very large space in the middle for the heatsink to the fan. The fan is actually quite big. Then the heat of the SSD. Also pass this thermal grease. Pass to the radiator. And to the fan. How is it possible to transfer all the heat out? Because reasonable design. The air duct has a bigger fan. Bigger heatsink. So that's why I love the Legion GO2. Its entire heat dissipation junction structure. A reason for great satisfaction. And finally, here's about the price issue that we all care about the most. It's all based on information from overseas. Conjecture. Does not represent the official price. Legion GO2 will be launched in Europe in September. The price is €999. That's 8,400 RMB. Not clear whether it is the Z2 or the Z2e version. That's expected to go on sale in November in North America. The rumored pricing is $1,049 to $1,099,800 RMB. Higher than the rumored starting price of $899 for the ROG A. That's more informative. MSI's Claw A8 with a Z2e processor, 24GB memory, and 1TB SSD, priced at less than $999 in North America. Same. CLAW A8 is priced at just under €980 in Europe. First price of the CLAW A8 in China is 6,999 yuan. 15% off after national compensation is superimposed on the JD.com platform. The price you got is about 5,950 yuan. This is a price that is relatively conscientious. As you know, MSI is new to the market. The price seems reasonable. From my guess, Lenovo will definitely position itself a little higher than MSI. Therefore, the Z2e 32GB version starting price may not be lower than 7,999 yuan. After adding 15% of the national subsidy, it should be roughly 6,800 yuan. I hope Lenovo slaps me in the face with a low price. I even hope Lenovo also puts the entry-level Z2e memory increased from 16GB to 24GB, priced on par with the CY8. There is still hope. Lenovo is up to you.